everyone. My name is Teacher Mila, and today I am here in the Green Dahu classroom. Let me show you some of the pictures we have in our classroom. There are some animals over here. There we have a flower. At the bottom, some more flowers. That one there, I'm sure you all know, it's the bridge we can see at Dahu Park. And then over there, I'll stand to the side, you can see more animals, some birds. There's a tree, beautiful tree with orange blossoms. There are many different things in our Green Dahu classroom that we are going to talk about today. Our lesson for today is our environment.
So, what is our environment? Look at this picture. What do you see? There are some animals, some plants, and a girl. Our environment is about where all plants and animals and people live together on Earth. It is about how we work together to all be safe and to all be happy on Earth. Here is what we call it in Chinese. Now, can you tell me which picture shows you a beautiful environment? Picture number 1 or picture number 2? Do you want to look again? Number 1 or number 2? Do you like number 1? No, I don't think you like this one. Look, what do you see in this picture? It's a park, and there are trees and grass, and there is a bench. But look at all of this trash. There's lots and lots of trash here. Now look at picture number 2 again. See, this park is beautiful. Once again, there are trees and grass. But see, there's no trash. People can sit here, or children can play. But how can we keep our environment so beautiful? What can we do with our trash? Remember, we don't want our parks to look like picture number 1. Our trash, what can we do? We can put it in recycling bins. Let's say again, recycling bins. Now, can you remember what trash we can recycle? Let's see quickly. This picture is glass. Let's read the sentence together. We can recycle glass. We can recycle glass. And in this picture, there is some paper. We can recycle paper. We can recycle paper. What do you see here? It's plastic. We can recycle plastic. We can recycle plastic. And the last one. What do you see? These are cans. We can recycle cans. We can recycle cans. So let's play a little game now. Watch this video. When you see what the picture is, quickly say the word. Are you ready? Let's start. This is plastic. This is paper. This is a recycling bin. This is a can. This is glass. This is plastic. Now we can recycle all our trash and the park will look clean and beautiful. And if Dahu Park looks clean and beautiful, then all the animals at the park are safe. There are many special animals around Dahu Park. Let's see. Here is a beautiful bird. It is called a night heron. Night heron. And this fish is really delicious. Many people like to eat it. It is called a tilapia. Tilapia. Oh, and everyone knows this bird, right? You saw it in the Green Dahu classroom too. It is an egret. Egret. There are so many egrets around Dahu Park. And because egrets are so beautiful, I think we can talk a little about the egret. Do you know where egrets live or what they eat? Well, let's find out. First, I want to know, where do they live? Look at this picture. Can you see the white arrow? What do we call the blue water? It is a river. A river. Let's read the question and answer 2 times. Where do they live? They live near a river. Where do they live? They live near a river. Look at this picture. What does this arrow show? It is a lake. Lake. If I ask, where do they live? You can answer, they live near a lake. Let's try. Where do they live? They live near a lake. In this picture, we can see grass and water. Some of the grass is in the water. We call this a swamp. Swamp. If I ask where do they live, what can you answer? You can say they live near a swamp. I ask where do they live? You answer they live near a swamp. Let's see if you can remember where they live. The first one, they live near a river. And the second one is a swamp. They live near a swamp. What is the third one? They live near a lake. Great job, everyone. My next question is, what do they eat? Do you know? Remember, they live near water. Now, what animals do we find near water? Yes, that's right. Fish, of course. Egrets eat many kinds of fish. If I ask what do they eat, you can answer, they eat fish. What do they eat? And you answer, they eat fish. Yum, yum. But what else do they eat? Look, here is a butterfly. And this one? It's a bee. And what is this? It's a mosquito. Now, what do we call these animals? They are all insects. Insects. Let's read the question and the answer together. What do they eat? They eat insects. What do they eat? They eat insects. And I have some more animals for you. This one is a lizard. And that one is a gecko. We call these animals reptiles. Reptiles. If I ask what do they eat, you can answer, they eat small reptiles. Be careful, we don't say they eat reptiles because some reptiles are big. Did you know that an alligator is a reptile? But egrets can't eat alligators. They are too big. So we say they eat small reptiles. What do they eat? And you answer, they eat small reptiles. See, here is an egret with a nice, yummy lizard. Now let's see if you can remember. These animals, we call them insects. Butterflies and bees and mosquitoes and ants, they are insects. And what do we call a lizard or a gecko? Those are reptiles. Reptiles. We learned lots of new sentences. But can you use the sentences in a conversation? Okay, first tell me, what is a conversation? A conversation is when 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 people talk with each other. We have a conversation today where we have 3 characters, student A, student B, and student C. I will read all the sentences 2 times. You can listen the first time and the second time repeat after me. Are you ready to start? Here is student A. He sees a tree with many birds and he says, "Hey, I see many birds in that tree." Can you read the sentence again? Hey, I see many birds in that tree. Student B asks, "Where? What color are they?" Where? What color are they? Do you know what color the birds are? Let's see. Student C knows a lot about the birds. She says, "Look over there. They are white egrets." One more time. Look over there. They are white egrets. Student A says, "Really? Where do they live?" He says, "Really? Where do they live?" Time for a little test. Can you remember? This is a lake and a swamp. And this is a river. That's great. Now, student C can choose any two words. Let's use swamp and river today. Student C says, "They live near water, like a swamp or a river." One more time. They live near water, like a swamp or a river. Student B does not know what they eat. He asks, "Do they eat fish or plants?" Do you remember what plants are? Plants grow in the ground, like vegetables or grass or flowers, even trees. Let's read one more time. Do they eat fish or plants? What can student C say? Can you remember? Student C answers, "They eat fish, insects, and even small reptiles." Let's read again. They eat fish, insects, and even small reptiles. Students A and B say, "Wow, they are amazing birds." One more time. Wow, they are amazing birds. Great job, everyone. Now you have learned a lot about egrets. Let's see if we can practice this conversation a little more. "Hey, I see many birds in that tree." "Where? What color are they?" "Look over there. They are white egrets." "Really? Where do they live?" "They live near water, like a lake or a swamp." "Do they eat fish or plants?" "They eat fish, insects, and even small reptiles." Wow, they are amazing birds. Now choose a new character and let's read again. Ready? Hey, I see many birds in that tree. Where? What color are they? Look over there. They are white egrets. Really? Where do they live? They live near water, like a swamp or a river. Do they eat fish or plants? They eat fish, insects, and even small reptiles. Wow, they are amazing birds. Great job, everyone. Now, I only have one more question for you today, and that is, why did we talk about recycling and egrets? Well, let's think about it. If we recycle our trash, the parks and rivers and lakes and all the swamps will be beautiful and clean, right? And if the rivers and lakes and parks are clean, there will be many insects and fish. So, if there are many insects and fish and reptiles, the egrets will have enough food to eat. But trash in our lakes and rivers and in the parks will kill all these fish and insects. And then the egrets will have no food. They will also die. So, what did we learn today? I think the most important thing we learned today is that we really need to recycle our trash. If we don't do that, a lot of amazing, beautiful and wonderful animals will die.